Hey everybody, welcome to All Stars and Stripes Heroes Connection. And this is a place for everybody to come and network, but our focus is on military, veterans, first responders, their families, advocates, or anybody who wants to do business to business networking with us. My name is Angela Nelson, and I am a mother of my oldest son, who passed away in 2012, was a disabled Iraq war veteran. And I have two sons who are active duty Marines. And my parents were also Army veterans, for the new people here. So I've just always been a military supporter, and just that this group is an extension of that. So for the next 50, it'll be more like 56 minutes, where we start each meeting with a moment of silence, then the Pledge of Allegiance, national anthem. I'll tell you a little bit about what the scuttlebutt.club is and how to use it to sign up to be a spotlight speaker and to invite people to the group. And then we'll have business briefs, and where you can put your information in the chat as well. You can do that at any time, but you'll get 60 seconds to tell us about yourself. I will be asking somebody if they'd like to be a timer, so just putting that out there. I don't think we have Santa Papa John with us unless he just recently joined. But then we'll have our hero highlight and a spotlight speaker. Today, y'all are going to get to Timothy Joseph today, which is going to be a treat. And then we'll end with an inspirational thought, announcements, and reminders. So let's start with the moment of silence. And if you are able to stand, this will be the time for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you remain standing, a national anthem. Holler if you cannot hear this. I really liked that one. So right now I'm in the process of changing over to a different landing page, which is actually part of a new website that I'm setting up for myself, for my own business. But it is a page on there. And right now, if you go to the scuttlebutt.club, it's not working yet, but I will put the link in the chat here in just a little bit. Eventually, that will lead to this page. I'll put a temporary link in there, but this is what it on the left is what it looks like if it's on your phone. The Zoom registration link is there, easy to find. Also in the middle, you'll see that on the website, it has like all the little Facebook, Instagram, all those links. You can just tap on those and it'll take you to whichever pages that I have set up. I don't have a setup on all of those, but quite a few. It is a work in progress. Also has our meeting agenda. And then where it says Spotlight Speaker Form, you can click on that and fill out the form. It allows you to upload pictures. And the main thing I try to get across is pick as many dates as you possibly can. And depending on how often you attend the meeting will depend on how often I can put you on our calendar as a spotlight speaker. And then also there's a place to schedule a one-to-one with me so we can talk about your presentation coming up. If you are already on the calendar to be a spotlight speaker, if you don't mind, if you could go ahead and fill out that spotlight speaker form, upload your pictures and everything. I know you did it before on the old system, but it will help because it puts it in a spreadsheet. I can find you easily. It is a Google form, so it's kind of cool. We are on Alignable as our primary group, but we're also on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, SparkUp.biz, and others. And we do have that sister group, the Military Spouse Group, if you'd like to get on there and join that one as well. So I'm going to stop sharing. It says 30 seconds on there, but oh, Papa John's here. Santa Papa John. Would you like to be our timer again? Okay. So if you look at the upper right-hand corner of your Zoom screen, you'll see the time there, and you'll also see it on Santa Papa John's square. So we'll do 60 seconds today. And would you like to call on people as well, Santa Papa John, or is that too many moving parts? You're muted.
I'm playing the rookie card today. Leave me alone. Feelings.
Ruben, would you like to call on people?
Okay.
We'll tag team it. All right, Ruben.
Let's start out with Timothy Joseph.
He's going to include his as part of the his spotlight speaker presentation.
Okay, how about Raymond?
Hey everybody, Raymond Giles. I am the travel concierge for Regal Luxury Travel. I specialize in taking the headache out of everyone's travel experiences. I am well versed in some of the luxury destinations, and as a matter of fact, I just stayed recently at the Four Seasons here in Houston just to get a feel for the property. And I can tell you, anybody that's going to be visiting Houston, it's a great place to stay, including having a speakeasy. If somebody's looking for that little unique feel for your time in Houston. So I want to help businesses save money with their travel. I help executive travel, business travel. So if you are looking to have that taken care of, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll drop my information below. But like I said, my job is to take the headache out of planning your travel and give you an experience that you didn't think was possible.
Perfect. Okay, Kurt, tell us about the magic you do.
All right, folks, I wave a wand and presto, you're on a podcast show, ladies and gentlemen. We got you out there on the LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter X Spaces, and Instagram Live, the whole works. We get you out there far and wide. And so it's a talk show. You get interviewed, and people out there get to learn about who you are, what you do, your products and services, kind of like this 1 minute intro here. Then we keep on going in conversations so they learn all about your journey to build up that know, like, and trust in a process that I call It's About You Helping Me Make Sure That You're Getting Out There so that everybody that I know knows you. That's the idea. You get to leverage our networks and, be a part of all the reaches and contacts we have. And we do this video production. So it becomes a great introductory tool that I can carry with me and say, hey, look at this. I know her. I know him. Let's do it together, folks. Back to you.
Thank you, Kurt. Hey, everybody, if you're still doing live networking besides virtual and you want to stand out like I did in BNI, okay? Bring a water bottle with you that has your QR code attached to it and ask Mary, who Mary Gatt, she's going to show you how to do that. Go ahead, Mary. You're muted. Okay.
Okay. So how many, depending on your age, you may or may not know what this is. If you do know what this is, how many of you have machines that eat this? Like if you even still have your VHS player. And a lot of people back things up onto a DVD or a CD, but looking at your electronic devices, how many of you can even put this into your electronic device? So forever, through the end of the month is having 50% off their digitization services. So that includes the VHS tapes, the DVDs, slides, negatives, old home movies that are on reels, pretty much anything you have that you no longer can view, Forever can digitize it. Even if you don't have everything all together, order the box this month. You have 3 months to June 30th to return the box. So get the box now. I don't know when they're going to have a sale where it's 50% off. Mary Gant, your photo coach, your memories are worth preserving.
Thank you, Mary. Mary Ann, you're up.
Hello, everybody. Marianne Guinea. Well, if rising prices have you feel stretched and you don't want to compromise your health or your peace of mind, you're not alone. And the good news is with Melaleuca, you don't have to because we protect both your wellness and your wallet using safe, effective, affordable products made in the USA. And it's not just probable, it's documented. So if you want to pay less than Walmart on a per use or per ounce basis for most of your things, but have no cancer causing agents in them, we're the company you want to have a call with. And let's see, I have more time, but and we were just named one of USA Today's most trusted brands in 5 different aspects of trust. So if you're looking for something for manufacturer direct and you want to save money and support Made in the USA, come and have a conversation with me or send me those people who value those things.
Very good, Marianne. Amy.
I'm Amy Plunkett with Plunkett Virtual Solutions. I'm a virtual assistant, and my clients are busy small business owners. I help them with things like email newsletters and social media graphics. I love helping people, so I love to be able to take those things off their plate so they can focus on other parts of their business.
Perfect. Thank you, Amy. Todd.
Hey, Todd Albert. I work for Chevron Corporation for a couple more weeks, actually. I'm retiring, but in my spare time, I do competitive pistol shooting. I'm also an author, post-apocalyptic, paranormal, women's fiction writing. So I guess from listening to some of the people here, I probably have a boring life other than maybe I need to talk to Amy about helping like a newsletter and some marketing and stuff. My books do all right, but I could always do better. So so I'll give somebody some extra time.
Thank you, Todd. Welcome. Greg.
You able to hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Hello, everyone. Greg Boone here with Boone's Farm. We primarily help realtors improve their sleep and boost their productivity, enabling them to close more deals and become game changers in their industry. And we achieve this by leveraging a few of the products in our dispensary that have personally helped me with my sleep. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Richard.
Hello, everyone. This is Richard Brooks out of Clarksville, Tennessee. And I've been on, as most of you know or may know, I've been on a continuing mission to help people over the years. Currently, what I'm going to mention today is in this current economy, due to some financial things that are happening to a lot of people, I've dropped a link in the chat and I'm sharing SoFi Bank and the SoFi Bank referral program. Click on the link. My link's very simple, joinmymission.net. It's a way for you to give away free money to others in need and for them to do that. And each time they give it away, they'll get some themselves. So it's a great way to have SoFi Bank fund a lot of people in this time of need. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Natalie.
Hi there. In the summer of 1980, things were going really smoothly. My daughter had just gotten married, and I had sewed 7 gowns for that wedding. I was working on my garden and enjoying the flowers and the vegetables and stuff. And I was busy practicing and presenting as organist and pianist for my church. And all of a sudden, well, it seemed like a sudden, I got this horrible pain in my arm. And of course, it had affected everything that I wanted to do with my hands. And my doctor gave me a book on how to live with arthritis. And fortunately, friends introduced me to a natural solution, which I still pursue 44 years later. And I am so pleased to help you be younger, longer. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. Okay, Dennis, you're up.
Good afternoon. My name is Dennis Schroeder. I live in Middle Tennessee, just a little bit north of Music City, USA, Nashville. I am a 24-year Army veteran, and I run a nonprofit organization called the Price of Freedom Foundation, where we tell the complete life stories of those who died in military service to our nation. We are going to be doing something different for this Memorial Day. I'm planning to have about an 8 or 10 hour event on a video streaming service that I'm investigating right now to make it a little bit easier for us. And I invite you all to stay tuned, because in the upcoming weeks I'll give you more details about that. You can hear from the folks that we're supporting and hear a little bit about the people who we're honoring. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Santa.
Yes, after the meeting, will you have a few minutes that you can meet with me?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Great, thank you.
All right, folks, Santa Papa John coming at you. Yes, I do happy, joyful, positive videos to put the smile on people's face. And that's one of my missions this week, and it was last week. I want everybody in this room to share a smile with someone you don't know today and tomorrow, because we don't know what's going on behind that grumpy face, that we don't know their story. But if we all share a smile, who knows how much that's going to change someone's life. And it doesn't cost you a thing. Yes, folks, like the Warriors Beacon of Hope, I'm creating a website to help our veterans find services, meetings, and scholarships that they need for not only them to carry on the life that they are so wanting to live, but scholarships for their children and grandchildren to help them go through school. So the Warriors Beacon of Hope is being made for all the veterans, and thank you for your service today.
Thank you, Santa. Janet, welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. Janet Hudson, and I am a 13-year Air Force veteran, nurse anesthetist, who, after 42 years of nursing, decided to hang up the big pharma and go to health and wellness. So now I help people with phototherapy technology that will activate your own stem cells to work again. It is patented, multi-studied technology that works really well. Our company is #1 in momentum out of all direct selling companies in the world for 2 years in a row, because this patch has changed people's lives, both physically and psychologically. Love to help veterans who are dealing with post-traumatic stress, along with other types of illnesses that they might be having physically. It also works really well mentally. So that's me. I'm Janet Hudson, bringing you technology for healing. And it's great to see everybody. And I apologize for being late. I have an event every day right before this meeting, so I never can seem to get here quite on time.
Glad to have you back here, Janet.
Thanks.
Kush.
How are you, sir? Thank you. My name is Kush Panthaki, and I'm in the healthcare space. Basically, what we're doing is we are disrupting and transforming U.S. healthcare all across the nation. How? By lowering healthcare costs by 50% without compromising healthcare. In fact, it's better healthcare, overall healthcare, and basically decentralizing it so that you have better options, more options to work with. We also put an emphasis on health and wellness, so that anything that you do to keep yourself healthy and fit. So let's say you take supplements. Let's say you have a gym membership, or do martial arts, or you do go the holistic route, or you do stem cell patches. Upload your receipts to our server to be used as credits towards your deductible to pay that down by $1,800 a year. We work with families, groups, individuals, and all that good stuff. Give me a shout. I'll put my details in the chat.
Thank you, Kush. Okay, did we cover everybody, Angela?
I believe so. Holler out if you didn't get included there. But yeah, I'm look everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ruben, except for you.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I put a link in the chat, guys. My slogan essentially is the same: show who you are with one QR. What you're going to do when you open up that link, you'll see the enhanced features of one QR. First of all, it'll have a video showing you step by step how to create your magic. Number two, it'll have a website that'll show you basically the entire operations, what it costs, etc. Okay. And third, I wanted to share with you an aspect. If you have your phone handy, go ahead and click on that QR code. See if you can see what's going on. Because right now I'm working with veterans that paint. They paint to heal. I paint to market. This is a painting I did right here to illustrate what I was talking about. And what if you happen to use Instagram, you can follow me and you'll be able to see the experiment. Guys, 3 months ago I had 200 followers. I have over 900 now, simply by adding this dimension. And I'll show it to you right now. And the title to that is for all of my friends that suffered and passed away last year. You can beat this. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ruben. Appreciate you co-hosting for us. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about myself because I would like, even if we've had a meeting even recently, to have a one-to-one with each and everybody here. I'm working on I have a domain name called bulletinboard.space, and I'm redesigning a website for that will have all of my connections to be able to share with my other connections. And I'd like to get with each and every one of you to see how I can put you on there and be able to share you with other people in your business. So let me go back to sharing my screen. And thank you, everybody, for keeping your briefs brief. So, Santa Papa John, if when Timothy starts talking, if you could give us a 2-minute on this. Timothy is our spotlight speaker today and is going to do the hero highlight. And you want to share with us who this handsome man is? And just take a couple minutes and tell us.
So, hello everybody, my name is Timothy Joseph, and I'm an 8-year veteran of the U.S. Air Force, but I'll get to more about me later. Right now I want to highlight my personal hero, that is my grandfather, James Stanley Joseph. Now the picture on the left is him shortly after enlisting. I don't know quite how old he is, maybe 19 or 20, and sort of a kind of a story he likes to tell every time the family is gathered is our last name, Joseph. He didn't find out until boot camp because his father is from Cyprus and he was actually grew up on Cyprus. But when they were filling out the paperwork for his enlistment, his father didn't speak very good English and didn't realize what he was filling in and put in the first name of his brother as my grandfather's last name. And so he was, expecting to hear Stilianu or Mishtuki, which is the family name back on Cyprus, or possibly Stanley, and instead they call out Joseph, and he's looking around like, nobody's responding to Joseph, and drill sergeant probably, or obviously didn't make a good impression there. It's like, yo, this guy's a moron. He doesn't even know his own name. He's like, well, that's first time you ever heard it. But despite that, he did go on to spend a full 30 years in the Army, sorry, not Air Force, the Army. He retired with the highest rank you can get as an enlisted member in the Army. I believe it's a sergeant major. He served in Vietnam and Korea. He has 2 Purple Hearts. He also, one point during his career, and this never quite got clear from is whether he was still active duty or if this was after retirement, taught at Westman. But yeah, just all around great guy. And there's another picture to go with this, and it's the four people of my immediate family. Go to that one.
I don't have that one. That was the one
The
I
one
didn't.
year. It's because I know you described it to me. Oh, you don't have it uploaded. So okay, there was a photo that is my brother who's active duty right now, me, and then my grandfather on my mother's side, and then my grandfather on my dad's side. So
Yeah, if
James
you
Stanley is the grandfather on my father's side.
yeah, if you can send that to me, I will include
Oh.
that in the future, and then in
Yeah,
the
that's
next week's meeting.
yeah, I did send it to you because I remember we discussed it before, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm over the time to talk about that. So.
That's all right.
All
Well,
right.
on that note, and thank you for your family's service. And today, our spotlight speaker is Timothy with Definition Digital Marketing. He's going to be talking about the 80-20 rule for your business's online presence. I think we all need to learn about how to improve our online presence. And do I have your information correct on here, Timothy?
Yep.
Great.
Thanks,
Well, I am going to stop sharing so that you can share. And Santa Papa John, if you could put 17 minutes on that way you'll have plenty of time, Timothy.
Hey.
You got it? Okay.
Let me know when.
Start when. Go ahead. You go right ahead.
Yeah, 17 minutes sounds like a lot, but as I was practicing, I'm like, man, I kept going over every time. So, so I don't do public speaking like this a whole lot, but I got a lot to cover and a lot to say. So, forgive me if I hesitate or if I'm a little slow or have to speed up in certain areas. But okay. So, like I said, 8 years in the Air Force, and when I joined the Air Force, I didn't know anything about computers or digital. I mean, like obviously I had used the internet and stuff like that, but they taught me, how to, the background of computers and computer programming. And then I took those skills when I left and I applied them to the civilian world. And I, focused my craft and got my bachelor's, became a software performance engineer, and ended up working for companies like Lockheed Martin and MSA, Cigna, the Hartford Insurance, Truist, things like that. But I have always wanted to be my own boss. And that's part of why I left the Air Force. And that's part of why I left. I was like, oh, I was making good money, but I want my freedom. I want to work for myself. Now, the downside to that is my skill set. Not a whole lot of small to medium-sized businesses are looking for a software performance engineer because that's mostly focused on making sure that 100,000 people can visit a website without the website crashing or slowing down. That's not. There's only so many businesses that need something like that. So I got involved with a company that was doing digital marketing and learned all that. And I'm like, okay, this is the business I've been looking for because I've tried a whole bunch of other things and nothing ever quite worked out for me. And I was like, okay, can't do that as my new job. I gotta keep going back and working for somebody else. But the digital marketing is like, okay, that gives me my skill set and analysis ability gets to work in an area that most businesses, if they don't need it or don't think they need it, they still need it. And it's something that almost every business, I shouldn't say almost every business needs this in some way or form, in the current year, because everything is online. Everybody's on their mobile phone searching for things. And a lot of businesses that are small and medium, sorry, is somebody talking? Go ahead and mute yourself if you're not. Right. So a lot of small and medium-sized businesses, they have a website, and it's just to get something out there. I've encountered businesses where it looks like they basically just took a text document and uploaded it, and that's their website. You're like, okay, like one was a lawyer, and that was it. It was like red text at the top for the name of it, and the entire thing just looks like they copied and pasted a Word document. And I'm like, okay, even if you are legit and you're winning cases, if I'm looking for a lawyer and I come to this website, I'm going to say, no, this guy's not legitimate. This guy's an amateur. He's not going to win my case for me. And I'm going to go to his competition. And so that's one of the things is the first impression somebody gets from you has to be as good as you can get it. And what a lot of people, when they're talking about their marketing or they're trying to grow their business, they instead are focusing on advertising and finding ways to get people to visit their website or visit their Facebook page or something like that. But then the actual page itself is clunky, or it doesn't look good, or it's not a high converting website. And so the 80-20 rule is kind of flipping that on its head. It's like, okay, before you start focusing on getting more people to visit your website, you need to make sure that the image you're showing, the first thing people see about your business, is as good as you can get it. And that's the 20% that is going to result in eliminating 80% of your problem. So if you have 100 people visiting your website, only one of them is leaving their contact information or being converted to a lead, that's a 1% conversion rate, and that's not great, because if you're, a lot of times when you're spending advertising dollars, these businesses are out there spending, $1,000 to $10,000 a month, and if they're getting a 1% conversion rate, they're getting very small amount of return on the amount of investment they're putting in. Meanwhile, tools that focus on improving conversions, like this means improving your website, making your website more up to date and dynamic, adding things like accessibility and chat features. And so I'm going to use my own website here as kind of an example. So I'm going to share my screen real fast. Is that share button not enabled now? It was earlier. Oh, that's there it goes. Yeah, technology guy can't figure out how to push a button. All right. Okay, so this is my website, and this is an older website. I'm currently in the process of revamping this and making it a more dynamic and more modern website. But
can you speak closer to the mic?
But this is still a really good example of what I'm talking about. So in the upper left-hand corner, if you can see my mouse, there's the guy in the wheelchair. That is an accessibility feature, and it's a free plugin. So if you need access to that for your website, let me know, and I can get you access to that. It's a free plugin, and it enables most of the features that you would want if you're somebody who has a disability, like the blind or a hearing impaired or something like that. It allows them to interact with your website. So not only is that a requirement from the ADA, but it's it's also something that's nice and improves your conversion, because there's some people, like I forget the exact number, but it was something like 20% of individuals have some sort of disability that make interacting with websites more difficult. And so this little plugin right here, those people who normally have to fight against your website to get the information you're looking for, this will give them a bunch of options they can enable to just have interact with it better. So the other thing I want to focus on here is immediately you can see this phone number, and it's a different color, so it stands out. And that's, after seeing the picture, whatever, that's where your eye is drawn. And that's the call to action. That's a phone number you can call, and it goes directly to my business phone line, and where I have an automated assistant that will listen to your phone call and talk with somebody and so those things together create more conversions, because somebody's getting an immediate answer. And in addition to that, so in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a chat bot, and this is another AI system, and a lot of people use the term AI, and what it really is a pre-programmed response. And so someone will say, I want option 1, and then it gives them the response for option 1. And if somebody asks for option 10, and there is no option 10, it doesn't know what to do, and it'll say, oh, I need to contact the agent, or, oh, just leave me your information, we'll get back to you. A lot of times if you're a customer and you need somebody right away, that's not going to be good for you, or not going to be good enough, and they will go to a competitor where they may have a live agent, may have somebody that can give them an immediate response. And that's why the phone and the online agent are better at turning your website into something that converts a visitor into a lead, because they get that immediate response. Like, I'm looking for an answer to this question. I can call the number and get an answer, or I can talk to the chatbot. This chatbot has voice enabled capability and video capability, the ability to present images, and actually kind of pull this up here. So it'll show a little video demonstration. And so the other nice thing is you can have that actually copy a person, and instead of being kind of a generic video of this girl.
Excuse me, Timothy, can you hear me?
Me and using my voice to respond to people, but I don't think I'm popular.
Hey, Timothy, can you hold on a second? Somebody is trying to...
Your volume is very, very low, young man. Can you speak into the mic closer?
Yeah, but okay. I have a question. Somebody, before you finish, somebody is I think somebody's trying to crash our meeting. I'm not sure because I've got everybody muted and I still hear somebody in the background. So,
All
and I
right.
don't, but I'm not sure. So just so you know, be prepared, people.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Will try to speak a little bit louder. Sorry if the volume is not quite where it needs to be. Okay, so this is an example website. I believe this is a demo. I don't think this is a real company, but the idea is they're a branding company. So this is something that's a more modern design where I'm transitioning my current website into being something more like this with active video and a little more interactive and dynamic. So, but this is kind of a good example of a website that looks really good. I mean, this is something like it's eye-catching. The only kind of criticisms I have is instead of it having a call to action that's out there and is immediately visible, it's all they have is basically this contact button on the menu, and it's like, okay, that's not. So after the video, your eye is drawn to this play button, and when you click the play button, it doesn't get to the business. It just presents this video in a smaller window, which I don't quite understand the reason behind that. But what I wanted to highlight here is I've got this report generated. So this is something I put together for any business that I'm working with or any potential client to analyze their websites. And this is how I identify that 25 or that 20% that leads to something that'll resolve the majority of their issues with their business. And it's this kind of stuff like here. So right here, there's no Facebook associated with this website. And it's like, okay, Facebook profile is free and it's really easy to create that link. That's something that's cheap and easy you could do. Takes a couple of minutes. Why does this, why does this business not have that set up? Again, because it's a demo, but there's a lot of businesses out there that don't have those basic things enabled. And so even though this report is something that I've looked for and present to potential clients and stuff like that, everything that's on here is also stuff that Google and Bing are looking for when they're ranking your business in the searches. So every time you come into one of these and you fix something on here, it's going to increase your odds of being higher on Google search and recommendations. So another thing, like last updated was a while ago. So the e-commerce thing, okay, maybe this business isn't involved in e-commerce, but if it is in e-commerce and the link's not working.
Hey, Timothy, something happened to your voice again. You were doing great, and then we can almost not hear you anymore.
Yeah, I am.
Now you're better again.
I'm not sure about that. Sorry. Maybe it's a limitation on my microphone or a camera. Okay, so a lot of this stuff, and the other thing in these reports, you can go through and click on. So each of these is individual. So I'm not going to go through everything, but there's a lot of stuff to look at. So analytics, if your website doesn't have Google Analytics, that's another free tool provided by Google. It allows you to see how many people are visiting your website, what they're doing. Are they clicking on links? Are they going to different pages? Analytics provides all that information. Maybe that's not something that every business needs to know, but you should at least know how many people are visiting your website. It's like, okay, how much am I paying to keep this website hosted? Is it worth it to keep the website? Because, maybe the amount of traffic doesn't warrant how much you're spending on it. There's other things like that, or it's like, okay, it's not worth my while right now to keep my website up. How do I improve how many people are visiting and how many things like that? That's all stuff that I would go over in analysis and accessibility. The other thing a lot of businesses overlook is voice search. So Siri, Google Assistant, Alexa, they all have their own independent database. So when someone says, hey Siri, find me a restaurant near me, it doesn't go to Google search immediately. It goes to its own internal database and it finds information about businesses in there first. And if it can't find the business there, then it'll go to like a Bing or whatever search platform it's set to prioritize, and it'll find the information. So there's a lot of businesses out there that have outdated information inside those databases. And if I'm saying, hey, I need to find a business near me, and Siri gives me a phone number, and I call that phone number, and it's out of service because it's an old number, that's something a lot of businesses are overlooking, and could be, that's a potential way to lose business and lose conversions. So again, I'm not going to go over everything here, but this is all like a really, really powerful tool to help identify for a specific business. But hopefully I've gone over a couple of these things that could be implemented or that could be useful to your particular businesses. Okay, and what's 4 minutes left? Okay, so that's all the stuff that I want to cover as far as just general information, but some of the stuff that I do specifically. And so even though I'm in digital marketing, I've been doing this for a couple of years, and I just keep adding more and more tools and resources to my portfolio each year, doing business songs for businesses. I've got this little video here. Hopefully the audio goes.
Timothy, your voice is gone again.
Timothy, invest in this.
Separate microphone.
Yeah,
Okay.
that doesn't cost hardly anything, but it really will.
Yeah, so I've got a Yeti mic on my desktop, but I'm using my laptop, so and the audio is working fine earlier. I don't know what's causing the issue with the mic not picking up. All right. Well,
now we can hear you again. So. Now we can't hear you at all.
Oh, you can't hear this?
No.
Oh, you can't hear the video? I don't know
If
if
you
that's
will
part of the
stop share, and then share again, but you have to click the little button that says share your sound.
Thought I had clicked that, but I guess not. All right. Let's restart this, and now it's gonna.
Accelerate. Climb the ranks. We innovate to keep you up to date. Join the revolution. Go digital today. Keep you up to date. Your business expands with each design. Building brands, creating the scene. We put the ovation into renovation. Your story unfolds in light and in shade. It's turning the dark into something bright. We'll lead you to the promised land. Tomorrow's promise. Your story of joy is ready to unfold. Your brand until the end.
That was just a sample of some of the stuff, and I put that together to show that there's a bunch of different styles. And like I said, so most people, when they hear business songs, they think maybe some guy with an acoustic guitar, and I know there are those out there, and they're charging like $500,000 or whatever for a business pitch like that. And my stuff is, professional quality, but not the professional prices. So I was at one point doing those for free for businesses, just kind of as an advertising, because I don't have I didn't have good metrics on, I don't know the conversion rates, and I can't promise anything like that. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to do this as a way to promote my business. And why is this Zoom not showing up? It keeps blinking out on me. All right, stop sharing real fast. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. I also can do podcasts. It's not a live podcast where you'd sit down and talk with and get interviewed. This is more like two people talking about a business, and I can have them, the two hosts of the podcast, say stuff about it. And I think I am out of time, but there's a couple other services and things. So one of the things, before I'm out of time, SETC ends either April 15th or April 18th. I've seen both dates, but as far as I know, there's been no extension on that. So if you are running a small business or independent 1099 contractor, Uber driver, things like that in 2020 and 2021, go ahead and file for that. So that's another thing that I can assist with if I'm out of time. So that's.
Thank you. If you need another minute, because we're having some issues with your.
Okay. So the other thing is, I was hoping to have something I could present to everybody, but right now I've got a program called Axiom. So if you don't have a CRM or you don't have a calendar, starting on the 15th, I can offer you something that gives you all of that in one. It's one single program. You can send out SMS messages, emails. There are no limits. So like Calendly and HubSpot and things like that, there are limitations built in. Our program doesn't. You can have as many workflows. You can have as many people on there. You can have as many event types as you want. Very robust system. And it also, so the automation and workflows will allow you to keep in contact with anybody that's in your system. So like if you have a meeting and the person doesn't show, you can add them to a list and the system will automatically keep contacting them until they either reply or show up for a meeting or schedule another meeting, however the response is. So it's pretty robust, and it's a lot of the features that are gated behind other systems are in our system. Our system is completely free for life. So there's no premium features. Everything that is a part of the system you get access to, and it's way more than what you get from other free systems.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Timothy. That was great with your, even with your sound being problems. It was great. Does anybody have a question for Timothy? We have maybe time for one question. Anybody? Well, I highly suggest that you set up a one-to-one with Timothy and let him, spend some more time diving deeper into the services that he offers. And Timothy, I really appreciate you taking out your time to prepare and to present today.
Great presentation, Timmy.
Very good.
Timothy.
Sorry, I can't hear you saying to Papa John. Maybe that's.
I said great presentation.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I wish I knew why the mic was cutting out.
All right. So if you want to take a screenshot or just make sure that you save the chat.
Yeah, I put my information in the chat. So email, website, and also a link to the YouTube channel.
Okay. And make sure that you put your information in the chat, everyone else as well, so that we can save the chat at the end. Our upcoming spotlight speakers, if you want to take a look, if you see yourself up there, please go ahead and fill out that form, the spotlight speaker form again, just so I have that information. If you are a regular here, you can present more often, but we do try to give each person a chance to present at least once with us, so we can kind of add some variety and more connections for everyone. We do have times coming up in July and August. That's a long ways off, it seems like, but it's going to be on us before we know it. Our inspirational thought today is, it is often the small steps, not the giant leaps, that bring about the most lasting change. And that was by Queen Elizabeth II. April 13th is National, somebody help me out. I actually had to look up how to pronounce this boring, that word, day. It's on April 13th. And what that is, that day recognizes the sacrifices of the Puerto Rican Regiment of the Volunteer Infantry. Today, the regiment is designated the 65th Infantry Regiment of the United States Army. It's Brick-and-mortar Day. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Also, April 9th is National Former POW or Missing in Action Recognition Day. So watch your calendars for that. We're going to have some time for announcements and testimonials, and I want to thank everybody that came. I want to thank you for being here, taking an hour out of your day to be with us. I encourage each and every person to set up one-to-ones with everyone here. Do we have any announcements or testimonials? And this would be for like networking meetings coming up, or a testimonial about maybe business you've done with somebody. All right. No announcements or testimonies. Okay. Oh, Janet.
Yeah, I will. Ruben's QR codes are very effective. And Marianne, I've used Melaleuca products for many, many years. So if you don't know anything about them, to get in touch with her. And also with Natalie, I love some of the products that they have with their company also. So there's lots of people here. If you haven't had one-to-ones with them, make sure you take time to do that. That's how you really learn how what people are about and what they do really to a deeper level than a 60-second interview. So reach out and talk to people. Great job.
And I had a one-to-one with Janet, and she was also telling me about an in-person networking group that she has is it Knoxville area, Janet?
Yes, but I
So
don't
if
think
you know
anybody's
anybody else,
here.
no, but they may know people that are in the Knoxville area, is what I mean. That might be great introductions for Janet
If
to
you know people in the
get to
Knoxville area,
come.
we have lots of free networking around this area that's really effective. So yeah, I'd be happy to show them around.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming. Like I said, please set up one-to-ones with me. And Dennis, I have a couple of questions for you. So everybody give us a big wave so I can get a nice screenshot if I can. There you go. All right. And we will stop sharing.